Hi, good evening. Thank you. So, as Mr. Khatri said, that we are probably the latest mutual fund, trust mutual fund. Today, I'm going to talk about fixed income funds or debt market investing. Basically, the promise is to give you a good update about debt mutual funds in 12 minutes. So, what are debt mutual funds? Debt mutual funds, are mutual fund schemes which invest in fixed income securities like debentures and bonds, which are issued by large companies or government of India. These bonds could be either of longer maturity than 1 year. Government bonds can be as high as 40 years of maturity. Corporate bonds typically do not go beyond 15-20 years of maturity. And it could be of shorter end also, like commercial papers issued by companies, certificates of deposits typically issued by banks, and treasury bills issued by Government of India, which are of lesser than 1 year maturity. Now, you could be wondering that why am I talking about Government of India, corporate bonds, banks? Now, these companies issue their debt papers, which means it's a tradable instrument which promises to pay you a regular income and the maturity at the end of the tenure of the bond. And similarly, debt funds are classified according to liquidity or maturity or credit risk. Now, liquidity is something simple to understand, something which is very liquid, where you don't lose value very easily. And maturity, see, bond markets, the fundamental rule is if interest rates in the market go down, अगर interest rate कम होते हैं तो bond का price ऊपर जाता है. And the other rule is that the longer the maturity, the more is the sensitivity of that bond price. So for a 10-year bond could move up by 7 rupees or 7% if interest rates come down by 1%, while a 1-year bond could go up only 1% if 1% interest rates comes down. For the same interest rate movement, the longer maturity bonds are more sensitive, and similarly, if interest rates go up, the price of the bond can come down also. Now, what is credit risk? Now, Government of India issues bonds which are called risk-free instruments. Now, these are risk-free instruments because they are issued in rupees, and government or RBI can actually print money and give the money back to you, so they cannot default. Now, then there are these long-term ratings of companies like AAA, AA, single A, and AAA companies are supposed to be safer compared to, let's say, AA rated. So credit quality is also important. So we have to take note of these kind of different things like liquidity, maturity, and credit risk when we are choosing our fixed income investing. Why are fixed income investments popular? They are ideal for investors who want regular income. So a lot of investors, they are not ready to tolerate the volatility of equity markets and would probably like to combine their portfolios with fixed income instruments like debt mutual fund schemes, which give regular income. They are less risky in terms of price volatility compared to equity funds. There are times when debt markets can also be volatile, but the volatility is definitely much lesser than equity funds in general. And if one holds for 3 years, there are long-term capital gains and indexation benefits, which give tax benefits to investors as well, making a large part of the interest income that they earn virtually tax-free. So this is again a pictorial representation of the different risks. Interest rate risks, if interest rates go up, then your asset value goes down. Fixed income funds, the performance of the fixed income funds depends on the change of interest rates and also the maturity of the bonds that they hold. Now, credit funds are those companies where credit risk is that where the repayment quality of the underlying assets or the companies which the fund has invested in. And the better the credit quality, the lower the chance of a downgrade or the fall in value of the fund. So one should probably look at better credit quality also. And the liquidity risk is basically the ability to convert an asset into cash without significant loss of value. So lower interest rates, higher liquidity basically means that there is a lower impact cost when you were to sell the bonds. Now, what SEBI has done recently, that they have insisted that in every fund, there is an element of bonds or treasury bills issued by Government of India, so that the liquidity risk is enhanced in all mutual funds of fixed income nature. SEBI has also done one more thing. They have tried to classify various schemes into categories based either on maturity or duration, or based on the credit profile of the scheme. So it becomes easier for us to choose the funds where we want to invest in. Now, as we said, that the liquid funds are the ones, liquidity based funds are the funds where the interest rate risk is not very high, and the interest income that you get is also slightly lower. So those funds are typically less than 1 year in maturity. And there are 5 funds which you can see: overnight with maturity up to 1 day, liquid up to 91 days, ultra short from 3 to 6 months, low duration from 6 to 12 months, and money market up to 1 year. So these are the funds which you should not expect very high interest rates, and you should not expect much volatility from these funds also. Then there are what we call duration funds, which are short duration, medium duration, income duration, or long duration, or gilt funds. Now these funds are slightly longer maturity, so that means they are more sensitive to changes in interest rates. So जब interest rate नीचे आता है, these funds give good returns. They generate capital gains as well. However, the flip side is कि अगर interest rate ऊपर जाता है, then they might generate some capital losses, and hence the return of the portfolio might come down for a short period of time. Then you have some funds which are based on the credit quality. So you have banking and PSU debt funds, which are basically the majority of the bonds are issued by banks and PSUs. And inherently, because they are government backed PSUs, the perception of the risk quality is better in case of banking and PSU. Then you have corporate bond funds, credit risk funds, and floating and dynamic bond funds, which are the other categories of debt funds. Now, how do you choose these funds is the question. So what are the factors that we look at, when we want to evaluate debt funds? In equities, we understand that if the market liquidity is good, if the sentiment is high about the economy, and if the earnings of the companies go up, then we should invest in equities. Similarly, in bond markets, if inflation expectations are very important, if inflation expectations are such that inflation will come down in the future, then one should probably take exposure to long-term bond funds. Otherwise, people should stay invested in the short-term or the liquid funds. RBI central bank stance is very important. Now, the stance is that even if inflation goes up and the stance is accommodative, then it might mean that RBI might wait for inflation to come down because it expects the inflation to come down. And this is exactly what is happening today, where the current inflation is high, but RBI has an accommodative stance, and RBI wants to wait till inflation comes down and give it some more time. Government fiscal policy is important because that determines how much bonds the government is going to issue. And if the bonds issued by government are high, then probably interest rates might not come down. Now, of course, GDP growth, if there is a GDP growth, then there is more demand for money, and the possibility of interest rates going up are higher. Liquidity is important, about how much liquidity is there in the market, and global yields are also an important factor from a percentage of total market sentiment. So we see that there's a poll which said that the percentage of total portfolio invested in fixed income today is less than 50%, is 78%. So almost 80% of portfolios today I have less than 50% in debt. So as equity markets have done well, it is quite natural that the portfolios have got weighed higher uh, towards equity funds or equity oriented funds. Now, is that a good thing or a bad thing? There is no good or bad thing. It is just that key, at times when equity markets are volatile, or if they are doing well, we tend to invest more in those portfolios. And typically the distributors also get higher commissions on those portfolios. However, one must try to understand that fixed income funds are able to generate regular income, and they add an element of stability to the overall returns of the portfolio. And there are times when interest rates come down, then the bond portfolios can generate very nice returns. And the factors, by combining a good portfolio mix of equity and fixed income, one can develop a longer term relationship with your client, because jab interest rates will become volatile, या equity market will become volatile, and the portfolio values come down, and that is when the clients really get upset. And at that time, if you have a healthy component of debt, then it's quite likely that when equity is not doing well, probably debt markets will do well, and you will be able to get good returns from your exposure to fixed income funds. So the important thing to choose on how to choose the different kinds of fixed income funds, the primary or importance is credit quality, because more than return on the investment that you make, return of the investment is more important. Then the rating, while the ratings are available on individual papers, you could also look at the ratings. Some of the funds are rated also. So typically a AAA rated fund means that there's a very little possibility of downgrade of defaults in those funds. Then the next big element that you have is the duration of the fund. Now, duration of the fund is important because it shows that the longer maturity portfolios will tend to have higher volatility with respect to interest rate movements. So you must invest in a range of funds, starting from liquid fund to short-term funds to maybe some exposure to long-term funds. And especially when you feel that interest rates are likely to come down, inflationary expectations are on the downturn, then that is the time to basically increase the maturity or the duration of your portfolio. A lot of people invest in fixed income funds to take care of the emergency need for cash. Sometimes the cash is lying in bank accounts that can easily be shifted to liquid funds, which typically in most times give very good returns compared to bank deposits. These are extremely liquid instruments, and you can redeem on a daily, on an everyday basis without any possibility of a lack of liquidity. And overall interest rate scenario is something that one should look at. And also what you should look at is the investment goal of the investor. So that is also very, very critical, because if the investor has a long-term goal of savings, then probably you should invest more in long-term funds or income funds. For the portion of the fund that the investor might require for in a very short period of time, maybe liquid or money market funds are better. And for the money which is required over 3 to 5 years or 2 to 5 years, you could look at the medium-term funds or the short-term funds. So these are some of the things that one needs to know. Sometimes debt market में क्या होता है कि हमें समझ में नहीं आता है कि what kind of fund I should invest in. So mutual funds are always running so many investor education programs where you can ask questions. There's a great opportunity for you to ask me questions today. I think the discussion would be incomplete if I did not speak to you about the current situation, which is slightly peculiar. The current situation is such that inflation is low, sorry, inflation is high, लेकिन interest rates low हैं. So now it's a very unusual situation where inflation is between 5 to 6%, but the 10-year yield of government bond, which is tracked very well, is actually only at about 6.25%. So typically I have seen that जो भी expected inflation होता है, उससे the 10-year yield is typically 2% higher. So by that logic, the 10-year yield should be close to 7 or 8%. But ऐसा नहीं है, because people expect that because of the COVID-19 and supply disruptions, inflation might have gone up because of supply constraints, and inflation will come down in the future. If inflation does not come down in the future, then you might see the 10-year yield going up to 7%. If inflation were indeed to come down in the future, then bond markets will remain in a range. So right now, most of the investors in mutual funds have invested in maturities which are up to 3 years, which is basically the short-term bond funds, banking and PSU debt funds, liquid funds, money market funds. And there's not too much inflow coming in the credit funds or in the long-term income funds. So, I will be happy to take any questions if there are any from the audience or from Mr. Khatri. So this was our presentation. Debt funds demystified in 12 minutes.
Okay. Lovely. That was a lovely presentation, Sandeep. I have just 2 questions to ask of you. Actually, towards the end of your presentation, you did touch upon the topic, but I'd like you to be more direct about it. If there is someone looking to invest for a time frame of 6 to 12 months, which is to park as an emergency fund, which fund would you recommend? Which category of fund would you recommend?
तो देखिए सर खत्री जी, अगर आप लिक्विड फंड में अगर डालते हैं अभी, तो आपका रिटर्न 3-3.5% आएगा, 3.5%, 3.5-3.5% के आसपास आएगा.
ओके.
अगर आप शॉर्ट टर्म फंड में डालते हैं तो रिटर्न कुड गो अप टू 4.5 to 5%. बट वहां पे देयर इज एन आउटसाइड पॉसिबिलिटी that interest rates may fluctuate and returns could be anywhere between 4 to 6% or 4 to 7%.
Okay.
So I would say that put 50% of your money in liquid funds and another 50 in short-term funds.
Okay, that's a good point you've made. And what if someone were looking to make an investment in debt funds for a time horizon of 3 to 5 years? What category of debt funds would you recommend?
So in 3 to 5 years, I would recommend that again break it up into different parts.
Okay.
Let's say 20% to put in income funds, because in 3 to 5 years interest rates might go up and come down again. Also, there are very interesting funds now which are called roll down funds, which means that the maturity of the fund keeps coming down, and there are many funds who are following this strategy.
Yes.
Banking and PSU debt fund or corporate debt funds, which have a roll down structure where the interest rate risk keeps coming down. So you have the Bharat Bond ETF also, which is also a roll down structure by and large. So all these funds are pretty good, when you don't want to take interest rate risk. But the only thing is that if interest rates were to come down in the future, you will miss on the rally on the bonds, and the returns might not give you, it might not be in double digits. But ऐसा लगता नहीं है कि अभी बहुत rally होने वाली है. So it's better to remain in low risk funds with low interest rate risk and low credit risk.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sandeep, for being with us, and all the best to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for all your audience, and happy investing.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.